Hello and welcome everyone to the Corona Sim Racing channel. Today we're making our debut in YouTube. Here today we're going to be talking about the Season 4 lineups and what to expect from all of our drivers. So let's start off with our first team, Red Bull Racing. Finished first last season with the Tack Wolf and Nelsie Baby. They have a very spicy new lineup. Of course, the two Toro Rosso drivers from Season 1, Zuti and Offspring, have both returned to the Red Bull family, this time with the senior team of Red Bull Racing. So they're going to want a good performance here today and hopefully get first place, the same performance as they did last season in Season 3. So that would make it a double championship for Red Bull in a row. So that would be nice to see. Let's see if Red Bull can do that. But yeah, let's move on to our next team. Of course, the team that was runner-up to this very special Red Bull team. It's Williams F1 team here today. They finished last time out in Season 3 second with 428 points in the championship. And of course, they took the Drivers' Championship with Stanley. He won his very first championship back in Season 3, of course, last season. And of course, they had Jadue as well, who picked up a few podiums for the team. So both of those drivers have left for different teams. I'll talk about that later on. But they have a very spicy new lineup at that team. Of course, Stocktane has moved over to Williams from Racing Point, and Ben Swerven making his rookie debut in CSR. Of course, Ben has debuted in a few races just for reserves, but now he's a full-time driver with Williams, so that's a very exciting pair when we head into CSR. So now coming on to the third team that finished third, of course, in last championship, Mercedes F1 team. They finished runner-up to Williams in third position. And, of course, they have lost Tasmanian Devil and FYKV. Taz has jumped over to another team, and FYKV has officially left CSR for the moment. But a very nice lineup at the team. Of course, Shadowbane goes to the senior Mercedes team, and Broomhandle, which is me, jumps from McLaren to Mercedes. So that's going to be a very nice lineup, and I think they're going to have some very success with that team, and they're going to be very consistent. So we'll have to see if that works out for the Mercedes team, and hopefully they can achieve the same result as Season 3, or maybe even higher. Let's move on to the other team that is powered by Mercedes engine. Racing Point finished fourth with 147 points. They finished in the same amount of points as another team, which was fifth. I'll talk about that later on. But Racing Point have a very nice lineup going into CSR Season 4. Sequit has jumped from McLaren, like Broomhandle, but just to a different team. Sequit has jumped from McLaren to Racing Point, so he now becomes a full-time driver with the Racing Point F1 team. So hopefully he can get a good result. And of course, former Barland is also a rookie in CSR. He's been reserved before, but now he's a full-time driver with the Racing Point team. So it's going to be great to see those two going at it. Hopefully they can get not just fourth, but higher up in the championship. Let's move on to another team, though, and the team that scored the same amount of points last season as Racing Point, Alfa Romeo Racing, scored 147 points in fifth place last season, and of course, that team has been very successful last season. Maybe they can get even more points with their very tasty lineup of F1 Racer and Turkey. Of course, Turkey has been in CSR many times. He's part of an admin group as well. He was at Ferrari last season, but now has gone to the Alfa Romeo team to partner F1 Racer, who's making his return to CSR as a full-time driver. So really looking forward to seeing those Alfa Romeo cars hopefully get a few top steps of the podium this season, or maybe even more. The championship could be their taking. So let's move on to the next team. McLaren F1 have a totally different lineup than last season. Of course, I've mentioned Sequit has gone to Racing Point, and myself, Broomhandle, has gone to Mercedes. So they have a full new lineup of Xiaomi and Fireball, and of course, last season they finished sixth. A very dominant season for McLaren last season. After a kind of slow start to the season, they finished high with some top 6 finishes for the championship and some wins as well, with Sequit coming into the team, of course. But yeah, high expectations for the McLaren team with Xiaomi and Fireball. They're going to want to get a good performance, and of course, both of them are very, very consistent drivers, and if they can work together to be able to continue that consistency into Season 4, I think it's going to be a very successful season for McLaren. AlphaTauri is next on our list, was 7th in the championship last season with 82 points. They're looking really good as well, and of course they have Formula Forzan at that team. Forzan is now a full-time driver, of course. I think he's been a full-time driver before in CSR, but now is an official full-time driver with AlphaTauri. And of course, I do believe we have Segrist at that team with AlphaTauri, so really looking good with that team. Hopefully they can get a good performance. Of course, last season they finished 7th. They're going to want to get up into the top 6, I'm assuming, for that very, very special team. So let's move on to another team into the championship. Our drivers that finished 8th, of course, in the championship last time out. Haas F1 team. Last season, they only finished with 66 points, so they didn't have very many points. Only 8th in the championship. They're going to get a lot higher up, and of course, they have a very, very talented lineup at that team of Walker, who makes his debut in CSR. He's been very competitive in other leagues, and now he comes into CSR with a very nice teammate as well. Of course, Jadaway from Williams jumps to Haas, and I think he's really excited to join that Haas team and bring that American team up into the top position. So Walker and Jadaway, I think they're going to have a really good time working together and being very consistent when it comes to racecraft and strategies, all that sort of thing. I think Haas are going to get a really good performance when it comes to Season 4. Let's move on to our second to last team, a Ferrari F1 team. Last season, they finished 9th with only 27 points for the team. A very hard performance for them. Last season, they had Turkey Whacker, and I do believe, now I can't forget. I'm forgetting who the second driver at Ferrari was. I do believe it was McChicken who jumped into that team late on. So both drivers of Ferrari had a difficult season, I gotta say, kind of having ins and outs. But Ferrari come into the season with a full new lineup of Tasmanian Devil and Stanley. What a lineup that is. Stanley, last time out champion from Season 3. Taz from Season 2 champion. And of course, those two were battling for the championship. Now they're in one team. I think they're going to be really strong when it comes to race pace. Let's round off with our final team on the grid, Renault F1 team. Last season, I gotta say, they had their worst season to date. Only 1 point in the championship, 10th in the championship. Offspring and TJ were at that team. Offspring has gone to Red Bull, of course, and TJ has officially left CSR for now. I'm not sure if he's coming back or soon, or we'll have to see how that works out. But yes, Renault had a very difficult season, I gotta say. But I think they're looking to get many more points as they already have in CSR Season 4 with Attack Wolf and McChicken. That's another very tasty lineup, of course. They're going to want to get some good points from McChicken from Ferrari, Attack Wolf from that Red Bull team who scored the Constructors' Championship. I think Renault might be going for not just the Constructors, but the drivers as well. We'll have to see how that works out. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, of course. This is a brand new channel, of course. CSR is on social media as Instagram as well. Corona Sim Racing, of course, that is our name. And YouTube as well, we're now officially on. Can't wait to get into Season 4 with our very tasty lineups that I've been mentioning here. And like I said, thank you so much for watching. I'm Broomhandle, I'm Broomhandle. And of course, I will be driving the Mercedes car. And hopefully, not just my team, but every single team on the grid will get a good performance this season. And we're definitely looking forward to an amazing season going forward. So, guys, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.